Okay, so yesterday we were studying about the image formation by a concave mirror. So at two different object positions, that is when the object is at infinity was the first position, we have drawn the ray diagram and formed the image. Now the next position is which we have already studied yesterday was the object between beyond center of curvature. So today we start with the third position of the object, and the third position of the object is object at center of curvature. Object is placed at center of curvature in front of a concave mirror. Okay, so this is the concave mirror. Principal axis we have to draw such that F should be the midpoint of P and C. So the object is placed at center of curvature. We'll draw the incident rays. A number of incident rays could be drawn. We'll draw only two incident rays and reflect them. Wherever these two reflected rays meet, there the image will be formed. So the first ray is parallel to the principal axis, and we know that it passes through the focus. The second ray will pass it through the focus, and we know that after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. So let us pass it through the focus. So this is the second incident ray from the object, and after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now this is one of the reflected ray, this is the other reflected ray. Wherever the reflected rays meet each other, the image is formed. So the image is formed here, which is at the same position, that is at center of curvature. So the 3 points about the image. The first point about the image is its nature of the image. As the two reflected rays are actually meeting, so the image is real. And we know that real images are always inverted. So the image is real and inverted. The second point, the position of the image. Here the object is placed at center of curvature, and the position of the image is also at center of curvature. So the image is formed at center of curvature. Now the third point about the size of the image. Use a scale and then draw it. You will see that the size of the image will be equal to the size of the object. So measure the length of the image and the length of the object. You will see that both are of the same size. So the size of the image is same size as that of the object. So when the object is placed at center of curvature, these are the 3 points about the image formation. Now we are bringing the object closer. So what will be the next position of the object? The object will be placed between center of curvature and focus. So the object between C and F, center of curvature and focus. This is the fourth position. Okay, now let's place the object between focus and center of curvature. This is the principal axis. Focus, center of curvature. You have to draw the figure in such a way that F should be the midpoint of P and C. Now place the object between focus and center of curvature. Again, we'll consider two incident rays. The first incident ray parallel to the principal axis, and we know that after reflection it passes through the focus. The second ray you can pass it through the focus, or you can pass it through the center of curvature. Okay, but the image will be formed at the same position. Any one incident ray we can consider. Let us pass it through the focus, and we know that any incident ray which is passing through the focus after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. So this ray becomes parallel to the principal axis. So these are the two reflected rays meeting at this point. So the image will be formed at this point. Okay. Now let us discuss the nature of the image. That is the 3 points about the image formation. The first point, as the two reflected rays are actually meeting, so the image is real and that real images are always inverted. The second point, position of the image. Here, where is it formed? Beyond center of curvature. So the image is formed beyond center of curvature. Now the third point about its size. You will see, as you can see in the figure, the size of the image is bigger than the object. That is, we can say that the image is enlarged image. So the image is enlarged, bigger than the size of the image is bigger than that of object. So this is the position when the object is placed between center of curvature and focus. Okay, now the next position of the object, we are bringing it closer. So the next position of the object is object at focus. Now we'll place the object at focus. This is the fifth position. Object placed at focus. And we'll discuss again the 3 points about the image. Let's draw the figure. Okay, now place the object. This is the concave mirror. The center point, we call it as pole. The straight line, we call it as principal axis. Let this is focus and this is center of curvature. Now place the object at focus. The first ray of light, the first incident ray, parallel to the principal axis, and we know that the ray which is parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus. So this is the reflected ray. The second incident ray, either you can pass it through the center of curvature, okay, or through the pole following the laws of reflection. Okay, let us pass it through the center of curvature. We know that the ray which is passing through the center of curvature is reflected back along the same path. So these are the two reflected rays which are parallel to each other. And these two rays will actually meet very far away. That is at infinity. So the image will be formed at infinity. Now let us write the 3 points about the image formation. These two reflected rays are actually meeting very far away. That is at infinity. And we know that whenever they actually meet, the image formed is real, and this real image will be inverted. Okay, it will be formed below the principal axis, very far away. So it will be formed inverted. The image form will be real and inverted. Now the second point, the position of the image, it is formed very far away, that is at infinity. Where is the image formed? At infinity. Now the third point is the size of the image. As you can see, they are going to meet very far away and a highly enlarged image will be formed. So the size of the image is highly enlarged. So much bigger than the object. The size of the image is much bigger than the object. That is, we can say that it is an enlarged image. Now the last position of the object, we are bringing it closer to the concave mirror. So the last position will be between pole and focus. Okay, so the sixth position of the object, that is, this is the last position, which is between focus and pole. Object is placed between F and P. And again we will discuss these 3 points about the image. First, let's draw the figure. Concave mirror. The center point, we call it as pole. Focus. Double the focal length is the radius of curvature, so C will be marked. Now place the object between pole and focus. Again we will consider 2 incident rays. The first ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, passes through focus. The second ray, either oblique to the principal axis will be reflected, or you can pass it through the center of curvature anyway, but the two reflected rays will actually meet or will appear to meet at the same point. Any two incident rays you may consider. Okay, let us consider that this ray is passing through center of curvature. Okay, this is the incident ray and is reflected back along the same path. We know that the incident ray, when it passes through the center of curvature, is reflected back along the same path. So the same is the reflected ray. Now these two actual reflected rays, they are diverging away from each other. So keep on extending the actual reflected rays, they will never meet. Okay, but if you extend them backwards, they appear to meet at a point, and the extended rays are shown by dotted lines. And wherever the rays appear to meet, there the image is formed, and this image is virtual and erect. Why? Because when the rays appear to meet at a point, then the image formed is virtual and erect. So let's write the 3 points about the image formation. The first point is the image is virtual and erect. The second point is the position of the image. Where is it formed? It is formed behind the mirror. So the position of the image is behind the mirror. The third point about its size. As you can see in the figure, this is the object, this is the image. So the image is bigger, the size of the image is bigger than that of object. So we can say that the image is enlarged image. So the size of the image is enlarged. So these are the 3 points. So here we have seen that in rest all object positions, the image is formed in front of the mirror, and such an image is real and inverted. So we can say that real and inverted images are formed in front of the mirror. Okay, wherever the object is placed, in the same direction the image is formed, that is in front of the mirror. But virtual and erect images, they are formed behind the mirror. So this is the only object position when the concave mirror forms virtual and erect image. Otherwise, concave mirror always form real and inverted image. So the rest 5 different object positions, the image formed by the concave mirror is real and inverted, but only when the object is placed between pole and focus, the image is formed behind the mirror, and behind the mirror the images which are formed are virtual and erect. Like in the plane mirror also we have discussed, the image is formed behind the mirror and such an image is virtual and erect. So here also in this case, in this object position, the image formed by the concave mirror is behind the mirror, so it is virtual and erect. Okay, and the image is enlarged, bigger than the object. So this is all about the 6 different object positions when the object is placed in front of a concave mirror, and we have drawn the diagram and seen how is the image formed by the concave mirror. Okay, next we'll discuss about convex mirror. In case of a convex mirror, the pole, focus, everything is behind the mirror. Let's draw the convex mirror. Now we'll study the image formed by a convex mirror. Image formed by convex mirror. Okay, in case of a convex mirror, the reflecting surface is the bulge out surface. Okay, and this point is the pole, focus, center of curvature. So here focus and center of curvature both are behind the mirror. Okay, So those different object position what we have discussed in concave mirror cannot be discussed over here. So here either we can place the object very far away, that is at infinity, or we can place the object anywhere between infinity and pole. So here we will discuss only two different object positions. The first one is object at infinity. Let us place the object very far away, that is at infinity. Like you can consider it to be the sun. Sun is very far away, so that can be considered at infinity, and the sun rays when they are reaching the earth's surface, they are parallel to each other. Okay, so how are the rays coming? The rays are coming parallel to each other, and let us consider that these rays are also parallel to the principal axis. Okay, and these rays will be reflected here only in this direction. And when you extend these rays, they appear to pass through the focus. These are the actual reflected rays. These actual reflected rays are diverging away from each other, moving apart from each other. So these two actual reflected rays will not meet. If you extend them backwards, they appear to meet at focus. We know that in case of a convex mirror, a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis appears to pass through the focus. This is the actual reflected ray, extended backwards, it appears to pass through the focus. So both the incident rays are parallel to the principal axis and they will appear to pass through the focus, and wherever the reflected rays actually meet or appear to meet, the image is formed. Here the reflected rays are appearing to meet at focus. So the first point, the nature of the image, the reflected rays actually are not meeting, they are appearing to meet. So it is virtual, and virtual images are always erect. So how is the image? Virtual and erect. Second point, position of the image. Where is it formed? At focus. Where is the image formed? Behind the mirror. We know that the focus of a convex mirror is behind the mirror. So where is it formed? Behind the mirror at focus. Okay, we know that virtual and erect images are always formed behind the mirror. Okay, now the third point is the size of the image meeting at a point. So it is point size image. The image is very small in size, that is point size image. Now the second position of the object is object between infinity and pole. Now let us place the object between anywhere in front of the convex mirror, that is between infinity and pole. First let's draw the figure. So this point is the pole, focus, center of curvature. Now place the object in front of the reflecting surface. Okay, we have placed the object in front of the reflecting surface. One ray of light parallel to the principal axis will be reflected and it will appear to pass through the focus. It appears to pass through the focus. We know that any ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, it appears to pass through the focus. Now the second ray, let it appears to pass through the center of curvature. This is the second ray, second incident ray from the object which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature. And we know that this is reflected back along the same path. This ray is reflected. Okay, so these are the extended reflected rays. They are appearing to meet at this point. So the image will be formed here. So the image is formed here. Wherever the reflected rays appear to meet, the image formed is virtual and erect. So the first point about the image, it is virtual and erect. Now the second point, The second point is the position of the image. Where is it formed? Behind the mirror. Virtual images always formed behind the mirror. So it is formed behind the mirror, between pole and focus. Where is it formed? Between pole and focus. Now the third point, size of the image. As you can see in the figure, the size of the image is smaller than that of object. So we can say that the image is diminished. Whenever the size of the image is smaller than the object, we say that such an image is diminished image. So here the image is diminished. So when the object is placed between infinity and pole in front of a convex mirror. So anywhere in front of the convex mirror, this is the object. First ray parallel to the principal axis, reflected and appears to pass to the focus. The second ray, which is appearing to pass to the center of curvature, is reflected back along the same path. Okay, so the two reflected rays appear to meet between pole and focus. Okay, as the reflected rays appear to meet, the image is virtual, and you can see from the figure also, it is erect image. The object is placed above the principal axis and the image is also formed above the principal axis. So it is virtual and erect. And where is it formed? Between pole and focus, and we know that the focus is behind the mirror. So it is formed behind the mirror between pole and focus. And the third point is size of the image is smaller than that of object. So we can say that it is diminished image. Okay. So convex mirror, here we have seen that it always forms, convex mirror always forms virtual and erect image, and the size will be diminished. Whereas concave mirror, it forms real, and most of the time it forms real and inverted image. Only at one object position it forms virtual and erect image. And what is that object position for the concave mirror? It is between pole and focus. Okay, next we'll study about uses of spherical mirrors. So first, uses of concave mirrors. Let's study about uses of concave mirrors. Okay, few uses here we'll discuss. I am dictating. Write down the uses. Write the first use of the concave mirror. Write down. Concave mirrors are used in torches. Concave mirrors are used in torches, searchlights, and vehicles headlights, to get powerful beam of light. So the first use is concave mirrors are used in searchlights, torches and the vehicle's headlights to get a powerful beam of light. Okay, now explanation I am giving, no need to write this. Okay, let us consider a headlight in the vehicle. You must have seen the headlight. Okay, the headlight, that light is behind the light, there is a concave mirror. Now this headlight is at the focus of that concave mirror. Headlight is acting like the object, and we know that whenever the object is at focus, the image is formed at infinity. So how are the reflected rays? Parallel to each other. Now the headlight is at the focus of the concave mirror, which is behind the headlight. So we get parallel reflected rays, that is we get parallel beam of light. So this was the first use. Now write the second use. They are used as the concave mirrors. They are used as shaving mirrors or the makeup mirrors. They are used as shaving mirrors or the makeup mirrors to see a larger image of the face. To see the larger image of a face. Okay, so the second use is Concave mirrors are used as shaving mirrors or makeup mirrors to see large image of the face. So here when the concave mirror is used, it is placed very close to the face. Now the face is the object. Okay. Now this object is lying between pole and focus of the concave mirror, and we know that how is the image formed? Virtual, erect, behind the mirror and magnified. Magnified means enlarged images seen. So the concave mirror is kept very close to the face. This face is like acting like the object which is in between the pole and focus of the concave mirror. So enlarged image, erect and enlarged image of the face could be seen. Now write the third use. They are used by the dentist. Write down first. They are used by the dentist to see large image of the teeth of the patients. To see the large image of the teeth of the patients. So the third use is concave mirrors are used by dentists to see large images of the teeth of the patients. Okay, so again they use it concave mirror and place it very close to it so that a large image of the teeth could be seen, or the large image of the particular tooth which has to be examined could be seen. Now write the fourth use. Concave mirrors are also used, write down, concave mirrors are also used to concentrate sunlight, to produce heat in solar furnaces and solar cookers. So the fourth use is concave mirrors are used to concentrate sunlight to produce heat in solar furnaces and solar cookers. Okay, so these are the four uses of the concave mirror. The uses of the convex mirror, we'll discuss it in the next class. Okay, thank you.